So I have a complicated relationship with Ubisoft games, and today I'm going to talk about why that is and why it's relevant. This week, Ubisoft released Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, and I bought it. Call me a hypocrite. I was playing it this week. I've only put a few hours into it so far, but there were things popping up that I thought, there's another trope. But I was always intrigued by Black Flag, you know? So it originally came out in 2013, and I remember at the time that I was really intrigued by it. I've always been interested in pirates and history, and I remember there were people at school that got Black Flag when it first released. I remember watching a playthrough of the first maybe half hour of it, but I never got the game. So I always told myself, with all the rumours that were coming out over the last few years, like, let's face it, it's not been a well-kept secret that they've been remaking this game. And I told myself that if it was true and they released a remake, I would get it and see what the fuss is about. So I did that, and I'm about 2 hours in so far. And so far, it's just good. I know that a lot of the reviews have been praising it and giving it 9 out of 10s, 10 out of 10s, 8 out of 10s. But for me, it's just good. And I feel like Ubisoft are the definition of like a 7 out of 10 game. Their games are just good. Not great, not bad, just good. And today I want to delve more into that and talk about more about my feelings on Ubisoft, and hopefully you'll get where I'm coming from and you'll agree with some of my opinions. But please do comment down below and let me know your thoughts throughout this video. If you're interested in more videos like this, gaming videos, I've got plenty more to come, so please do subscribe to the channel as well. So let's go back and talk about my history with Ubisoft. So the first Ubisoft game that I bought, or I didn't buy, my parents bought, the first one I played was Far Cry 3. And to be honest, that arguably became one of my favourite games at the time. And still, I mean, it's not up there with like my top 3 that are in the background here, but it's a very good game, and I had very good memories of it. A few years later, a new game was revealed, which I was extremely hyped for, and that was Watch Dogs. I remember specifically being at school in ICT class, watching that infamous E3 demo of Watch Dogs, and talking with the people that I was sat with in ICT, and just saying how sick it looked. It's going to be a GTA competitor, it looks amazing. Then the game came out, and it wasn't anything like the E3 demo. It was significantly downgraded from that demo, and I think that was, for me at least, the beginning of my tumultuous relationship with Ubisoft games. I feel that they are the definition of a 7 out of 10 game, even a 6 out of 10 game, just like a good game, not great, not bad. So yeah, Ubisoft lost a lot of good faith in me over that whole Watch Dogs thing, and over the years I've played numerous Ubisoft games, so I made a note of every Ubisoft game that I played, at least some. I haven't beaten all of these games, but at least some of them, just to name a few: Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Far Cry 3, Far Cry 4, Watch Dogs, The Division, Origins, Far Cry 5, Far Cry 6, Watch Dogs 2, Odyssey, Watch Dogs Legion, The Division 2, Star Wars Outlaws, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. There are a couple of outliers: Far Cry 3 and Watch Dogs 2. Both really fantastic games. I got Watch Dogs 2 from CEX for like £10 a few years ago and genuinely loved it. And for me, it was everything that the first game wasn't. And then Legion kind of fell off again. But the vast majority of the games that I've listed there, I would say, are just good. So what is it about Ubisoft games that make them like that? Now, this is nitpicky, and I hope that at least some of you watching feel the same way as me about this. The fading to black between gameplay and cutscenes. I am renowned among my friends that I like games that feel like movies. You can see the 3 games behind me that are my top 3 games of all time: Cyberpunk, Red Dead 2, Last of Us 2. All very cinematic games, and don't have loading screens or black screens between cutscenes. I'm a sucker for immersion. And for me, when a game fades to black between gameplay and cutscene, it breaks immersion for me. And that is something that I see repeatedly in Ubisoft games, even up to Black Flag Resynced. I've only played a few hours of it so far, but even in Black Flag Resynced, we've got that. The next thing is the writing and the voice acting. Now, I'm not gonna, start slating like the actors themselves with this. I think in general it's the writing. But if you compare someone like Edward Kenway's dialogue to Arthur Morgan, the difference is night and day. And actually there's a video on YouTube that demonstrates this perfectly. So this video by William B. Campbell on YouTube, credit to him for this video, but this popped up on my recommended the other day and I watched it, and it summarizes things perfectly. So just watch this.
What's the difference between this...
You can choose, Bassam. Put your faith in me.
I tried. And in the end, you thought it best to control me.
and this?
Of course, pal. Whatever you think is best, I will see to it.
Sure.
That, for me, perfectly highlights the difference between dialogue in games by Ubisoft and games by a developer like a Rockstar or a Naughty Dog or something where, in my opinion, like the writing is just second to none. Black Flag Resynced, the thing about it is that obviously the script and stuff was written in 2013. So I actually think, in a way, it's better than some of the more recent Ubisoft games. I still think it suffers from, like, there's been moments where I've been chasing people as Edward Kenway in some of the early missions on Black Flag, and he's shouting stuff, and I just think it just sounds so unnatural. I can't, maybe I'm being nitpicky, and I you know, fair enough if I am, and I probably am, but for me, it just annoys me. The next thing is animation in cutscenes. So similarly to the black screens between cutscenes and gameplay, I am a sucker for mo-capped cutscenes. Actually, Black Flag Resynced is actually kind of an exception to this, because I'm pretty sure Black Flag Resynced is motion captured. But a lot of the Ubisoft games, maybe I'm incorrect about this, but a lot of Ubisoft games, in my experience, there are cutscenes similar to the one that we just watched a second ago on that video. It's just people static. It's just people stood there like, hello, this is your job, hello, blah, like, and I like a bit of movement in the camera. I like it to feel handheld. I like it to the people to be moving around. Black Flag, this isn't something that I would say that Black Flag Resynced is particularly guilty of so far. These 3 points all lead me back to Black Flag. So I've bought the game. Maybe I'm a hypocrite. In general, I will shy away from buying Ubisoft games new or when they first release these days. I purposely waited for the reviews to come up for Black Flag, and obviously they were all good, so I went ahead and bought it. And I don't regret the purchase. And as I say, I'm only 2 hours in. I'm still on the first bit. I can't remember where it's called now. I'm not giving up on it. I'm still going to play it. It's good so far. But as I say, it's just good. If someone asked me my thoughts on Black Flag, I would say, yeah, it's good. I wouldn't say something like, if you asked me what I thought of Red Dead when I was first playing that, I would say, yeah, it's sick. You've got to play it. And that's my problem with it, really. That's my problem with Ubisoft on a whole, because I think the IP that they own is very good. I really like Watch Dogs in particular. I think it would be a great shame if they kill that franchise, and supposedly they have. I really like Far Cry, but again, Far Cry 7 sounds like it's in a bit of development hell at the minute, and they want it to be like a looter shooter extraction thing, and I don't want that. And Assassin's Creed, I've never been hooked on an Assassin's Creed game, and I know that is blasphemous. I know lots of people who absolutely love Assassin's Creed. I've just never been hooked on it. But Black Flag was the one that I wanted to give a chance, based on the fact that I'm interested in that period of history. I'm interested in pirates. I always regretted not getting it at the time, because I remember people at school saying that it was amazing. So I said to myself, I'd get it. And this is my thoughts so far on that. So if you're playing Black Flag, let me know what you think. I mean, it's got really good reviews, so I assume that I'm a bit of a minority here saying that I think it's just good. And I don't want to absolutely shit on the game because, you know, it's not bad, but it's not great. And that is to a T how I feel about Ubisoft as a developer. Let me know what you think in the comments. As I say, if you're interested in more videos like this, then please do subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time for another video.